Hey everybody! Thank you so much for joining us on our live stream. We are going to be playing, well, I use the word play. I'm going to be attempting to play the Conquest of the New World Deluxe Scenario. My name is Kate Dissler. You can find everything related to 2K at 2K. If you're trying to find me, I'm at Gal Friday, where the L is a 1, because I thought at one time that was cute. And with me is Pete. Wait, this way. There we go. Mr. Pete Murray.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing really, I was going to say I'm doing really well. I'm anxious, Pete. I'm anxious, and it's your fault.
You should be anxious, but we have kind of an awesome situation to go over today. If you've played a lot of Civ, we have a tale that will seem very familiar to you, a tale of priorities that changed midstream. We have a story of things that could have gone well that went very violent in the middle of it, and we'll also talk about why you don't pick on a militarily superior force, why that's bad for you. So, are you ready to jump in? Are you ready to take a look at what we have?
I am. Really quickly, I do want to let everyone know in the chat that we do have, like we do almost with all of our live streams, we have some giveaway items. So Pete, I'm going to tell them about that first. I have to tell them about the giveaway items now before they lose all faith in.
Oh, no.
My
Yeah,
Civ
you should
ability.
definitely stay tuned. There's lots of cool stuff. Kate always has good stuff.
I try. Well, it's usually stuff from you guys, so it works out for everybody. But we do have a Civilization, The Art of the Game art book, and then behind me, always a good friend, the Barbarian. And we'll be giving away one of these via Twitter and one of these via Facebook after the stream. And you can just head over to facebook.com/Civ or at CivGame on Twitter to find the posts or tweets, and then just follow the directions after that, and you'll be all set. So, I was hoping that would take longer to explain, so I would have more time before we dive into it, but it's okay.
This is a complex situation, so it'll take some explanation. It's good that we can jump into it now, I think.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Mar's going to switch over. We also have Mar in the back.
Hello.
Mar said hey. And he's going to switch over, so now you can see what I see. So this looks okay so far, Pete. But I want to read the first paragraph of an email that you sent to me.
Sure, go ahead.
Everyone, you're going to see why I'm upset. Hey guys, it's Pete Murray. You're playing as the Shoshone. You have 3 cities, straddling an isthmus in the north of the New World. Currently you're in second place points-wise with 100 turns remaining. You're by far and away the most successful native Civ. If the email had stopped there, we'd be fine.
But we wouldn't have as nearly an interesting a situation.
We wouldn't. The situation is made more complex by Elizabeth's early success in reaching China and earning a ton of points with her great admiral. Furthermore, she settled a city about 10 tiles away from your capital. I'm still comfortable at this point. About 20 turns ago, you declared war without having time to prepare adequately for it. And at this point, I'm done reading the email.
No,
Pete, why don't you explain what's going on here?
This is important to remember that in Conquest of the New World Deluxe, you're playing as either a native player or a European power. The European powers gain their victory points by exploring the world, by getting great admirals to reach China. It's 400 points for the first person who gets there, 200 points for the second person, and 100 points for the third person. So because Elizabeth got her first admiral to China ahead of everybody else, she's up by a boatload of points. This is important. If you're a native player, you need to maintain a steady pace of victory throughout the game, and you're going to get that by sort of building this awesome empire with a strong religious base, a lot of wonders, conquering some of your neighbors, but most importantly, making sure that the Europeans don't start overpowering you during the colonization part of the game. So the fact that Elizabeth was ahead was problematic. I was hoping that she would settle near one of the other native civilizations in the game, and then I would bribe that guy to go to war with her just to tie the two of them up, give me time to build a stronger empire. That didn't happen. Elizabeth settled near me. If you've played a game of Civ before, you're always familiar with the instance where your biggest rival comes right where you are, challenges you at home, and then you need to do something to stop them. When I told Kate that wasn't ready for the war, it literally was the case. The Shoshone Empire were all about building wonders in the capital city, and we'll go into the details of that in a minute. So instead, I had a few obsolete military units. I know the Europeans are ahead of me technologically, but I thought those cities are pretty vulnerable early on. If I rushed it with my few obsolete military units, I might be able to get it, or at least weaken it long enough to bring some real military units online. That didn't happen. Let's go ahead and keep reading that email.
All right, here we go. Well, Elizabeth defended well. And now you're in a precarious situation. She has a developing city near you, the Conquistador and the Trebuchet units that outmatch your swordsmen. You've managed to win some early wonders and are likely to get a few more. Good, good. But Elizabeth isn't interested in a peace treaty, and you're down nearly 400 points. Not so good. There's about 2/3 of the game left, so we should be right around turn 100 because this scenario has 150 points. So you've got 100 turns to undo the stuff that Pete Murray did.
I don't think that was part of the email.
You didn't get this part of the email.
No.
It's a special editor's edition. So we've got room to expand. Europeans are encroaching. You're going to find yourself pinched to the south and east pretty soon. And the idea is theoretically to cut my losses and hope Elizabeth leaves me alone so I can go build some more wonders and such.
Okay, so with that, let's jump into the game, and I will sort of walk you through the world as we have it right now.
I'm going to continue my journey. I'm going to continue Pete's journey. So, okay, we can research something.
Well, before we research anything, let's actually take a look at the geography of the world so the players know what we're going into.
That's a fair point.
So here we see the battle line between us and Elizabeth. You can see, actually, if you go, yep, that's great. You can see that trebuchet unit that's given us so much trouble. You can see, if you zoom in a little bit, you can see the Conquistador unit there as well. Keep in mind, Conquistador are not just really tough cavalry unit. They can expend themselves and act as a settler as well. So that is really tough. That's going to make it problematic for us. We have a Pathfinder unit playing Scout right there. He's mostly to keep an eye on the situation. Now, if we scroll over to the west, to the left, Astute actually goes south for a little bit. We'll talk about our geographic situation in a second. Astute Civ players will notice we have some half-built tile improvements and a devastated tile improvement. We did have an iron mine that got plundered by a barbarian. In going to war with Elizabeth, we had to put a hold on checking the barbarians near us. This turned out to be a bad idea. We're trying to build a couple of TPs. Yeah, TPs are unique tile improvements that the Shoshone can build. They give you faith and food. We need to get a bunch of those going soon. And we probably need to repair that iron mine. All right, let's zoom back out a little bit. And you can see our civilization is really in an interesting geographical position. We've got 2 cities to the south here. And then there's one to the north, and we've got this little isthmus, this like fake Panama thing that connects the 2 of them. We're in a pretty solid position geographically because we can't actually be flanked. So we can always see threats coming from the north or south. So let's look a little bit. Let's go into our capital city, Mosin Kahane there. All right. We can see we've got a bunch of really great wonders there. We have 2 of the unique wonders that the American civs can build in there, Chichen Itza and the Moorhead Circles. They are improving not only our trade routes, but our religious kind of these pantheon beliefs that the native civilizations get. They're getting a lot stronger. We have a bunch of other units as well, too. The other thing you'll notice in our cities is that we are set up to push production inside. That's what we're using our trade routes for. We're not trading with other civilizations right now. We have workshops in all of our cities, and we're using them to move hammers around between cities. So if you go to our city to the west there, the one that's up in the north, you can see we're actually in the process of building a 3rd wonder, which should give us a bunch of points. We're making pretty good progress with that. Our social policies, again, are helping us build wonders faster than we would expect. So than you might normally anticipate. But keep in mind, this city is kind of off by itself. It's in a little bit of a vulnerable position, but we have our priorities, which are to deal with Elizabeth and to make sure our civilization stays safe. So let's go ahead and we'll look at our technologies that we can research. It looks like we've got a choice between, what is it, optics and
engineering, and civil service.
Okay. So engineering would be vulnerable because we could start building catapult No, we couldn't build catapult units because we're the native players, but that would help our internal growth a little bit and give us a good ranged unit to go with our swordsman. We don't have a very good, we don't have a really good ranged unit to go with us right now.
So let's go with engineering then. 'Cause, I mean,
Civil service is also good. That gives us some bonuses as well. I'll let you pick which one we think you should do. I would say not optics. Optics is probably not optimal for us.
no, I don't really want to build a lighthouse at the moment. It's tricky. Because I want to get I like this, that I can get the farms up and running better and they get more food. But I'm going to go with engineering because that was my gut instinct, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. All right, so a unit needs orders. So I've got a swordsman.
Now, keep in mind that that swordsman's not supported by anybody. It's probably a bad idea to send him herring off into the English territory and having him try to suspect anything. So maybe the thing to do would be to just put him on defense right now. Or you don't want to move him up onto that hill tile that's 2 tiles to the east of you, because that will put you in range of the trebuchet and you get mauled pretty badly doing that. And keep in mind that Conquistador moves pretty fast, so maybe just keeping him where he is for right now until we get some more military units might not be a bad idea.
Sounds good. Now I have a Pathfinder, and early in the game I just kind of send them off and they find all kinds of natural wonders. But I'm wondering if I should be doing that with him right now, because now we're 50 turns in. I think I'm going to let him find something.
Well, the thing is, by keeping... Okay, that Pathfinder unit. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a good idea.
This one.
But keep in mind, you don't have embarkation, so that's going to limit your ability to explore. If you look at the shaded areas in the map, we've seen a lot to the north. We know that to the south, the area is constrained fairly well, and that's where the Aztec are as well. So we're letting the Aztec worry about what's to the south of us right now. At least that's my theory.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to let this guy... I'm going to move him around a little bit. I feel good about this direction. Normally I'll just have him go around. Oh, see, look! I found something.
Okay. What,
I found a natural wonder.
Yeah, I think that's a holdover message.
Oh, okay. Then we will go ahead with next turn. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Haha. So let's see here. Now, I have another swordsman. All right, what's up with the Portuguese? What's up with the Portuguese, Pete? Catch me up here.
Okay. So, everybody, take a look at that situation. Civ players, you probably recognize what might have gone on there. There's a worker unit stacked with a military unit. What happened is the barbarian that pillaged our iron mine also captured the worker that was working there, was running off with our worker, and got killed by that Portuguese conquistador. Portuguese, instead of liberating our worker, have decided to take him as a new member of their civilization. I'm not happy about that. My swordsman was just too slow to catch up, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I think the easiest thing to do would be to go ahead and move that swordsman up to the north near his buddy, just so they can start reinforcing each other.
Makes sense to me. Stay within your zone, buddy. France. Now, should I be worried about... I don't really know if people have been making different alliances and such. I'm kind of worried about people deciding to side with Elizabeth and come after me.
It's very unlikely that a native player is going to side with Elizabeth, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. The native players aren't particularly interested in siding with us right now, which is kind of unfortunate, mostly because although we have embassies established with them, we don't have the ability to sort of trade a lot back and forth. We're pretty spread out from everybody. And in the case of between us and the Aztec, there's actually a couple of barbarian camps between us that make running trade routes down there very risky. So we're not risking, we're not going to bother risking that, and consequently, we're not getting the advantages that you would get from trading for several turns with somebody. So you've got a unit promotion. You have mostly open terrain, so I would go ahead and choose the open terrain combat advantage.
Open terrain, and I get to choose a production, which is exciting. So many options.
Yeah, somebody in chat has asked why we are abandoning our worker, and it comes down to pragmatics. picking a fight with one powerful European civ is more than we can handle right now. Picking a fight with 2 of them is going to end badly for us.
Sorry, chat. Sorry, worker. All right, so...
I would actually queue up another worker in that city itself, because we need to build teepees on the plains there, and we need to get our iron mine back
We do need our iron mine back.
Yep.
Oh, someone else needs orders. What's going on? Oh, caravan. You're fine.
Okay, so bring up the caravan's direction list. All right, let's see what... Okay.
It might be the swordsman that wanted something. Yes, haha. The caravan's fine. The caravan's doing fine. Swordsman, though, now he's just kind of hanging out. Can I move him up closer to his bros?
Yes, absolutely.
Go hang out with your bros. All right, he's on his way to do that. And now I've got my Pathfinder.
I really like him here. He's got good visibility into what Elizabeth is doing, so we're not going to get surprised by anything. In an ideal world, we'd start moving him south where he could start taking a look at the barbarians, because that will probably be the focus of our next campaign. You might... Have we still got some time left on this turn?
A little bit.
All right, why don't you open up the Diplo options and talk to Elizabeth?
Where are my diplomatic options? There we go. Diplomacy. Okay, where is Elizabeth at? War. She's very, very unhappy with me.
Oh, it's you.
See if she'll negotiate a peace.
What do you think, Chad? Does she look like she wants to negotiate a peace? I've seen that look. Rarely does it mean let's hang out.
Of course not.
It's worth a shot.
Of course not. Goodbye.
Okay, fine.
All right. Well, it was worth a shot, Pete. You're right.
Yep.
Now, who's still... Oh, my Pathfinders. So they're on the outskirts, but I think I like where they are. They seem to be doing okay. I can move them within.
Yeah, I wouldn't move them a lot closer. That trebuchet has a really long range and does a lot of damage. You really don't want to be sucking that up too much.
All right. They're backing up a bit. Oh, no, Pete.
Okay. So...
France has reached China.
Well, so you'll look now on the scores, and he's going to jump up a whole bunch of points. He's going to get 200 some points for doing that. So
I did. It's no good. Okay, so I'm going to put this swordman. You just hang out, and you can hang out. Stay alerted.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh, that's not what
Actually, click on him again.
Yes. Hang on.
Back him up to the southeast, so he's on that hill to your southeast. You notice that the Conquistador is right there? You want to buy yourself a little southeast.
Where's the hill that you're talking about, though?
Okay, so at the 4 o'clock position from where the guy is.
Oh.
Yep, right there. Well, yeah, go there.
I was going to go to this one, and then I thought that's not southeast, and then I realized I'm terrible with maps. So... All right, so he's okay. What am I going to do about this Conquistador?
We're just going to keep an eye on it. We mostly need to know where it is so that we can take blocks of swordsmen and kind of interpose them between the Conquistador and our cities.
All right, so I'm up on the hill. This is much better. And we went on this hill instead of this hill because of their weaponry. Yes?
Yes.
Got it. See, I'm not used to dealing with Elizabeth in such an angry way.
She is fairly unhappy, and kind of looking at the way she was thinking about the game, she thinks she can win this fight, and so she is not inclined to make peace with us. What city are we building in? We're building in our capital. Okay. Looks like we're really going to need to push on religion and culture as best we can. Although having production within that capital city is great because it gives us the ability to build all kinds of wonders within it. So what do we have? Do we have National Epic available to us?
We do. We have National Epic, so that would be a cool wonder, and it is awesome.
What's above it, real quick?
The Heroic Epic, which is 6 turns, and we also have the Circus Maximus.
Let's go for Circus Maximus, actually. The happiness bonus probably wouldn't hurt us because we're having a hard time getting new luxury resources. So let's try that and see how that goes.
It would be nice to bring some happiness back after the terrible war with Elizabeth. So I've got a bunch of people over here, and I can just put them on alert.
Which people are those?
So this is my Pathfinder. There he is, and I've got some, sword bros around here.
Okay, so I would move that Pathfinder. Let's see if you can put him up on the hill that is 2 tiles to the right of where he is now. Yes, bison are a resource. Somebody is asking that in chat.
Oh, are we asking if bison's? Yes. Yes. Okay, so all the way up here?
Yep.
Isn't that... And I'm not going to get trebucheted?
Well, I don't see the trebuchet, which is
No.
interesting. Or is that it out at sea? I can't actually see the unit flag from the monitor that I'm on. Can you zoom in just a little bit more? English
it's
trebuchet.
at sea.
Okay,
It's at
good.
sea.
That's a great sign.
Okay,
Let's let
good.
it go off to sea. Okay.
All right,
So
later.
go ahead and stay there. Okay, let's. Oh, we're waiting for her to go.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Did
So
she-
the
did she bring it
conquistador
back?
went back. Yeah, he went back.
Okay.
Oh. Montezuma is a threat to the stability of this world. Now, normally I don't side with them at all, but what if
You
I made
never,
her my bestie?
as a native player, you
Aw.
never side against another American civ. The Europeans already have a lot of advantages. There's no sense in giving them any more.
All right. I figured maybe we become best friends, and then she would say, "Isn't Elizabeth the worst?" And I would say, "Yes."
No.
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 Okay.
The other cool thing is that European powers can't declare war on each other until they get to piracy as a technology, which is farther along the tech tree.
Okay. So I have a
All right.
worker.
Great. And you see the worker has just completed building that teepee.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to keep building more teepees. So march him one tile to the right.
Come over here.
Build another teepee.
I cannot build a teepee.
Oh, why does it say you can't build a teepee?
Well, it can't be constructed next to another teepee that it's
Oh, I
either
see.
complete or partially built. So I'm going to move him some more.
Well, as you notice, you're going to move outside your cultural borders if
I don't
you
want
do
to do that.
No.
Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit.
So, yeah, right there, right back up,
this-
southwest. Yep, it'll take a couple turns, but that's fine.
That's all right. We're gonna need some
And
more
then
teepees.
after that's done, we can march that guy over and he can fix that iron mine.
Marching the worker
Oh.
over to fix it.
See that
Hey,
barbarian
yes.
archer that's right there?
Look at this thing that's happening.
Okay. See the farthest west of your swordsman. Scroll back, zoom back out for a second, please.
Mhm.
Okay. See, you've got the one guy who's not on defend. Start marching him south.
Because he can handle barbarians.
Yeah. The other thing is, once you click on a unit, you can just right-click on the map, and the unit will move there. You don't need to.
I've
click.
heard that before. And
Yep.
Okay, so we've got the Pathfinder. I can just keep him up on the hill, so we can.
I would.
We've got a good vantage point. We know what's going
yep.
on.
Yep. Yep. Keep an eye on what's going on.
And then we have this other guy on the hill over here. He's got. I can see a Portuguese worker. I can see her.
Okay. So remember that hill you were trying to go to last time?
Yeah, this one over
With
here.
that? No. The southern of the two Pathfinders.
Mhm.
Yep, that one right there. Go ahead
And-
and move him there. So click the unit and then right-click on that hill. Don't need any
Go.
click move. And can you move him one more?
I think
to
so.
his southeast? Yep. All right, try that. There you go. So now what we're doing is we're fanning out the area that we can see a little bit. Hopefully we can get some visibility into where those barbarians are coming from. We're going to have to go drop them off. So
Barbarians.
oh,
Hang on.
that's going to be trouble.
That's not good, Pete. Oh, well, I took out one of the horses.
You did hardly any damage to him.
Took
You're
out
gonna need
more of me.
yeah, you're going to really need to pull that guy off.
Ireis
really
considerar
quickly.
esta oferta?
Decline. You never want to trade luxury resources with the European power. Keep in mind that this is like... Whose conquistador is that?
Portugal?
Oh, it's the Portuguese. Oh, that's good.
Okay, so they
So-
took care of that.
Just in case you've ever wondered, the conquistador units get named after specific conquistadors, the way like great people get named after specific great people in the game. But in this scenario, they can be built by anybody. So you can have Cortez, the famous Dutch conquistador, which is kind of cool.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
So I've got a worker in Taimur.
Okay, he has finished. Let's go ahead, and we're going to revise our plans just slightly. So move that worker not 2 tiles south, but remember where we were. Okay, 1 tile away from the city, next to that farm, between the farm and the forest. Down.
Down. Okay.
Yep, right there. No, there. All right, move him there. And go ahead and build a teepee.
Oh, we want a TP. I was gonna send him over to
No,
So we
we'll
don't
use
want
the,
him repairing things
the
right
worker that the worker that we were going to use to build the teepee. We're going to use him to
Oh,
repair that
okay.
iron instead.
now? All right.
Okay, get that.
Hey, get over here,
get that
buddy.
Pathfinder back. Move as far back as he'll go in one turn.
Yeah.
I would do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And for everybody keeping track at home, yes, that's another unexploited iron resource. And again, we were pushing for hammers early on, and the barbarians came and have wrecked our plans. So we're going to go. We may need to keep that swordsman stationed on the southern border until we can find where the barbarian camp is and then send it out. So what city are we working in now?
I believe we're in. Are we still in Tin Oak? Where are we?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we not have there? We've got walls, which is good. I was worried about getting flanked, and so I cranked out the walls there. Library. Do we have, like, is barracks an option? There's the one on the left-hand side with the red icon next to it. What is that? Up one? Right, down. See that red jewel thing?
Yes, yes,
That
that's a
means that's where
stable.
our military. Okay, build a stable.
Oh, I bought it. That's fine though.
Oh, you bought it. Oh,
I did, because darn it, that's just what happened.
okay.
Pathfinders, they can just hang out on the hill, put them on alert.
I would.
I mean, do you want me to
Yeah.
move them back more? Because I mean, I can keep moving them back.
I would actually shift them back north. Remember, our priority is to keep observation on Elizabeth.
Right back over there.
Okay, and just keep an eye on that conquistador unit.
Well, I'm looking at him, and he looks not happy. Okay, so we have a worker, and this is the one that we're going to send to this damaged area, right?
Yes.
So just keep him moving.
Do you have the option to build this? No. Starting next turn, you'll be able to work on that.
Got it. Who else needs orders? So we have a swordsman. Now, we had moved him down because of the barbarians. Should I move him back up? Or
No,
kind of hang out?
no.
Because they seem to be coming from that area.
I would. I know there's. If you zoom out for a second, you should be able to see a barbarian encampment there to the south at the edge of the desert. I think that's it right there. Yep, there it is. We're going to need to do something about that fairly soon.
Suppose. I'll tell the Portuguese to do it. So,
It's a little hard to tell the Portuguese to do that. They're not always entirely willing to listen. Let's look at the situation around our northern city real quick. I want to make sure that there aren't opportunities going on up there that we're missing out on.
aha.
Just hit escape.
Thank you.
There you go.
So, here's this city. They're kind of hanging out.
Okay, it looks like we've got a scout unit from the Iroquois, which is okay. Where's our
French
worker?
We have a
What's
French
our worker doing?
what is he doing?
Oh, he's out of moves. He just.
Yeah.
He probably just finished this turn. Well, we got lots of options to explore up there. You know what? If we look off our west coast, there are some fishing resources that we haven't exploited yet. We should probably send somebody to do that. So, for example, near our southern city, Teotihuacan there. Yeah, we probably ought to build a fishing boat near there. 2 fishing boats in that city. Let's change production. What's our production at? We haven't actually started work on the stable yet, have we?
No. So
All
we
right,
can
let's build.
change production.
Let's build a fishing boat.
We've got workboat.
Workboat. Yep.
Workboat. Okay, that's not what we were doing.
Okay.
Return to map.
All right. We're gonna remember we are trying to get that wonder built in our northern city. That's gonna help keep us ahead too.
Oh no, hang on.
Did Elizabeth just blitz our Pathfinder?
Maybe. Maybe a
did.
little. Maybe a little bit.
Well, this is good because as long
How
as
is this good?
Well, no. This is great because what this means is that the more Elizabeth does this, the less she's coordinating a central attack on the main city itself.
Well, I guess yes, in that sense. It is good. Oh, I have a great merchant.
Oh, cool. All right,
Let's
well,
go
what are we
meet
gonna do
him.
with him? So, that's pretty cool. Well, we can use him to conduct it, and good candidates to do the trade mission would be the Iroquois, who are way off to your west. So if you look at the world map down there, right under the adopt policy thing, and you go all the way over to the left, you'll see some of the Iroquois cities. Now that's a really far way to go for him, but if he gets there, he's going to drop a ton of money there. The other thing we could do is we could use him to build his unique tile improvement, and that might not be bad in that city there, simply because we have a lot of desert tiles that aren't going to improve very well. So I'm going to actually ask Chad what you would do in this case. Should we send this guy on a trade mission, keeping in mind that gold is not something that we've been pushing a lot for, or should we wait, or should we go ahead and use him for building his unique tile improvement?
We'll have to see.
Give them a few seconds.
Yeah, give them a few
That's fine.
moments. You know, while we're waiting for them to answer, there was something else that happened. The Escapist article. Now, yesterday, Escapist published an article that talked about whether or not you should settle on your first turn or go and look for more resources. And I guess it was a long-standing internal debate, too. So, Pete, why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
So it was really, really great to see that happen. So we had this design meeting with the Civ team where somebody said, hey, so I moved my settler, and everybody immediately jumped up and was like, no, that's terrible. Why are you going to do that? And half the room was like, no, it's completely okay. Let's go ahead and move your settler if you think it's going to help. So because it was such an interesting question, Ed Beach, who's the lead designer, simulated out the result. So he took 2 civilizations in a very controlled setting, tried moving the settler to a better position and settling on turn 2 and settling on turn 1. And it turns out that moving your settler to a better position and settling on turn 2 can actually get you a better outcome in the course of the game. And what we found was most detrimental in the course of the game was getting beaten to an early wonder. So that's part of that interesting decisions part of the game, where deciding to go for a wonder can be really, really risky and really, really great. And if it doesn't pay off, it hoses you really, really badly. So it looks like we've got a lot of agreement that going for a trade mission would be a really bad idea. So let's go ahead and just directly east of our city, 1 tile to the right. There's some desert there. Remember, Kate, you can just right-click to move a guy. Not there, not there, the other way. Your other right.
It's very difficult to know. So
Not onto the.
I'm
not
looking
onto
for the desert, though.
That right there. Yep.
Go.
Move there, and go ahead
Right
and.
there. And I can
unique
build
tile
the
improvement.
custom house?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, hey. I can repair. We're going to repair. Do it. So we're getting things repaired, and these guys, I want them to fortify.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I think I want to move these guys back.
Yeah, you probably want to keep them up on the hills. That'll help them defend a little bit better too. So go ahead and keep marching them to the south. Remember, just right click.
I can do the right click. It's one of those things where I've learned it the wrong way, Pete.
Oh, what's going on there? It looks like the French worker got captured.
Oh, these dudes over here.
Yeah.
Goodbye, French worker.
All right, so we're kind of in risk of that happening to our own guys too. So let's go ahead and move that worker to that patch of wheat, 2 tiles to the southwest of you. Right there. You got it? You did it. Perfect.
Wheat. I do like wheat.
And
Now, I need to adopt a policy.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the policies. Keep in mind, because this is... Wait, back out for a second. Keep in mind, because this is a scenario, we have some unique policies. These are very closely tailored to aspects of native and European civilizations from the period that we thought were kind of awesome. So what you'll see is they're very different from the main game, from the main Gods and Kings and Brave New World policies. And they've got some cool functions. So let's go ahead. We've got 2 level 1 policies and a level 2 policy. We need to pick another level 1 policy. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they have. All right, so what our civilization does really well right now is build things. So things that promote production, which are those hammers, are really what we want to do more. So what have we got some options for?
Well, we've got the warrior code, which is plus 15% production when training melee units and a great general appears outside the capital.
Well, that might help if Elizabeth comes raging back at us. So that might not be a bad one to do. What are some other options that we have?
But we also have Temple of the Gods, which lets us build temples in half the usual time.
Well, I know you're a big wonders person,
I am.
but I'm thinking that one might not be the most beneficial for us. We're getting a lot of faith from teepees, not from temples necessarily.
Then we also have, oh goodness, the computer's too far away for me to be able to read it. The Pukhara, which is plus 1 local happiness and plus 1 gold and plus 1 faith from walls, and we've got walls. You gave me walls.
We only have one city with walls though.
Oh.
That's not terrible though. And the other one is
Speeds the training of settlers and the plus 15% attack bonus when fighting in a friendly territory.
well, let's get that one because that one's going to do us a lot of good. 15% bonus for fighting a friendly territory against the military is going to be great, and we should probably start expanding our civilization. We're probably down about a city from where we should be. So one thing to do is once we complete that wonder, we should probably start building another settler and getting ready to roll at that point. Do we have a military unit that we could bring up to help defend on the north? I feel like, oh, what's this he want? What do you want?
He wants an embassy,
No.
and,
No.
and we will say no.
No.
All right,
Come
so
back later.
What were you saying, Pete?
I'm thinking we need to get I don't like leaving our border with Elizabeth. Oh, good.
Yay!
The Dutch go ahead, run over that. And now that's a problem between... Oh, did he not beat them?
No, he didn't beat them. He thought about it, and it didn't happen. But
See, so he didn't beat him because he was fighting across a river and uphill, and that's something that they're not going to do well against. So, interesting.
oh no, hang on. Don't come by me. Go bother the Dutch some more.
Okay, so we've got a caravan that's ready for new work orders. Let's go ahead and bring up trade routes. That's that top option on his tooltip over there, on his action bar over there. Now, if you scroll up, yeah, let's move production to Mosin Kahani. That's what's
giving
benefiting us
the
the most.
hammers. Yes, go.
Okay.
Now
What's
here's my
going on
Pathfinder.
there?
I don't like where he is because we've got the Dutch over here, and we've got Elizabeth.
Well, we've got Elizabeth is really what we need to worry about. The Portuguese are less of an issue
Portuguese.
for us right now because if you look at the score, they're behind considerably. But we're also lagging behind Francis now too because he did make it to Asia.
China, yep.
So China. So what we're going to need to do is we're really going to need to start making our civilization an awesome place to be. And I think that's going to start by getting some big cities, really starting to focus on wonders and growth and getting a new city going too. All right, so we got to get our Pathfinder out of there. Is he in a bad spot? I'd go ahead and fortify him. Let him heal up a little bit. He's still in a good position to monitor things. I'm a little worried about that guy there, but looks like how many tiles away is that archer? He's 2 tiles away, and he's got a worker.
1, 2, and he's
couch.
got a worker with him.
I'd be. This is a tough choice. Let's go into the city screen for that city right there, and go to purchase. Can we buy a swordsman?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, buy a
Totally
swordsman.
worth it.
Yep. Okay, turn the map. All right, take that swordsman.
Oh, and a unit promotion.
Yeah.
Yay!
He wants the bonus for fighting in rough terrain because there's a lot of that up here.
All right. So what do we want the worker to do, and then we can send the swordsman.
The swordsman has to wait since we just bought him,
Right.
but he'll be ready to go. I would build a farm right there. That's going to help grow our cities in size very quickly.
Constructing
All right.
a farm.
That's it for this turn.
It's so nice that they'll work and just ignore those barbarians for now. But they know a swordsman's near, so they're okay. There's my little caravan.
Yeah. Somebody advised us to move the worker to the city. That's one tactic you could use. I'm actually banking that he's going to try ruining the tile improvement for the camp for the furs for right now, rather than trying to take our worker.
Pete, someone's
Just
declared war on
attack
me.
them. Who's declared war on you?
Instrumental or mechanical science is the
First,
noblest and above
engineering
all the others.
Okay, good.
the
So we've got the ability to build aqueducts now.
We do. But also, Anasazi has declared war on me. And England is now the ally of those dudes. Dude, everyone's declaring war on me. What kind of mess was this save file? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have engineering, which means we can build aqueducts. We can now go over here and research something new. We have optics, civil service, metal casting, and machinery.
All right. Well, let's look at the different options. What are the advantages that civil service is going to convey on us?
That the food from the farm is increased on tiles with access to fresh water.
Oh, that seems like that should be pretty good. We've got a bunch of river cities with water access tile. Well, at least that's true for there. No. All right. What are the other options it's going to get? Oh, yeah.
You know, in here. So, and then metal casting, which leads to physics, allows you to build the workshop, which speeds up production of buildings and the forge. And I am building a lot of things. So metal casting sounds interesting. And then machinery, which allows me to build the crossbowman, a strong medieval ranged unit. Also increases the movement rate of units traveling along roads.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm replying to somebody in chat real quick. I would go ahead and pick civil service. I think that's going to benefit us most in the long run.
Go civil service. And we have a production to choose.
Oh, good. We've got our fishing boat ready.
Finished
Our work
fishing
boat
boat.
ready.
Good.
So
Workboat.
I would actually hold off for right now. Don't
Okay.
choose new production right now. So just go ahead and pick that fishing boat.
Back.
Go ahead next. Yep.
Come here, fishing
And move
boat.
him out to that fishing grounds right there.
No, come over here.
And go ahead and put those nets in the water.
Boop.
There you go. That'll help with the city too. All right, that guy's done.
Is he done? Cool. Could I send him over? Oh, escape. Where should I send him?
Okay, we
Where
got a
would be
TP
helpful?
working on there. Building a farm wouldn't be a bad idea either.
So, I mean, I could move across here and then see what he wants to build.
Yeah. So somebody has said pick metal casting for the production bonus. I think that's the next one we'll go to. We're going to go civil service so we can start kind of pushing the population within the cities themselves. We're already set up pretty well for production. I don't know that we need to crank too much harder than that.
Now I
Yep,
could.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Bombs away.
Go. Ah, we
Okay.
didn't take him out completely.
No, but I would go ahead and move the swordsman right on top of the worker right there.
Okay. Right on top of my worker. Go. Protect him.
Yep.
All right, so that's all set. Now we need to
I think
tell.
another fishing boat would be good.
So we will make a boat. Can we make a boat? Work boat. Do it. So we're making the boat. That's all good. So what's with Elizabeth and Anasazi becoming BFFs?
She's probably bribing city-states. So she would have gotten a big slug of gold from making it to China as well. She's probably trading around pretty well. Oh, we have an unfinished TP? Okay, we'll have to finish the TP in a minute. Let's
yeah, I
finish
think we
that
have
farm.
some unfinished TPs right up
Yeah.
here.
Let's go ahead and finish the farm, and then we'll go ahead and move that TP up.
Got a little pile of TPs right here. An enemy is near again. I'm telling you, this is it's very interesting to play a game that's 50 turns in. It's much more difficult to just jump into. I feel like I'm spending the whole time in a place I don't know. Okay, so hey, look, an enemy, but he's kind of running away.
He is. Unfortunately, he keeps going back and forth across that river there.
Mm-hmm. So I could run after him,
Well, the thing is,
but I don't really want to.
because we don't have bridges constructed, every time we cross a river, it uses up our movement to do that. So it's it's not a great way to do it. What I would do is go to your swordsmen who are facing off against Elizabeth over there.
Oh. Hello, swordsman.
I'd pull one of those guys, the northern one of those guys, that guy, off the line, pull him back towards our capital.
Back
Yep.
towards the capital.
And you can see that there's roads that run between the cities there. Yep, there you go. And we're going to send him to try to cut off the barbarians.
Keep going, keep going. So the Pathfinder, he's fine where he is. I don't really need to move him around unless we want him to back up as well. Or now that that we can see where the trebuchet is, we know where her men on horses, the conquistadors, are. I mean, is there any advantage to having the Pathfinder come back up on these hills, or is he kind of okay where he is?
There's always the visibility bonus. It might be worth it if you could try it.
All right, come on, up over here. See what we were... Yeah. Now I can see Jamestown.
Oh, she got musketmen? Oh, that's great.
She might have. She might have guns, but I have unbuilt teepees, so really
Okay.
we're fine.
So now we're really going to need to focus on fighting within our own borders.
So I have some swordsmen. I don't have a ton. I mean, should I be building up more of an army?
I mean, this is always the question, right? We are still technically at war. She does have an army running around. We would have some time. How long does it take us to build a swordsman?
Only 2 turns. I'm torn because normally, you know, I'm still, even at this point, just building wonders, building wonders. I'm not used to switching gears and trying to figure out if I should build an army or just go for the wonders before anyone else can do it and get those points.
See if Elizabeth will settle. Let's see if she still feels like
Okay.
going to war with us.
Hey,
Might be.
Elizabeth. How's
Oh,
it going?
You cannot be serious.
Okay, that's not going to work.
So, what does the chat think? Are we thinking...
They've got move onto the hill directly to the left with the swordsman. Then he can't move out across the river without leaving himself vulnerable. So,
Are we talking about back up here?
yeah, I think that's back up there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Just so you guys know, I don't have a direct view of what Kate's doing. I have kind of a secondary feed. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yes. Yes, that's a brilliant move. That swordsman, one tile to the west.
So he's like cutting them off up on this hill? That's
Yes.
not really my...
Yep.
Go. Alright, so we did that. Really wants to choose production because I didn't close this window. I finished Circus Maximus.
You finished Circus Maximus.
I did, I finished it. I can get the Heroic Epic in 5 turns, the National Epic in 4 turns, or we can build a Swordsman in 2 turns.
I think we need swordsman.
Alright. This just isn't my style of play, Pete. I'm very much into just wonders, teepees, temples.
Well, you know, it was calculated risk.
Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay, moving them up onto the hill was a bad idea. We discovered they have muskets. Oh, my Pathfinder was destroyed. Pete, I'm so sad.
Yep.
I
This isn't good.
No. And people no longer need my help? Oh. There we go. Okay. So, whoa. There are so many more things happening here than there were before.
Okay, this is good. Let's see, we've got barbarian warriors there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have is that barbarian swordsman?
We got a brute and swordsman and
Take out
a galley.
Take out the swordsman.
Yeah. Go.
So there's an interesting question in chat. We should be able to take her out with 3 or 4 swordsmen. Unfortunately not. She's got conquistadors, musketmen.
Oh.
Okay. Now what does it say?
Well, I
You
have
have a-
found one. He's from
Yep.
France. I could return him, or I could take him.
What do you think?
Well, it's France, so I don't know if I care about them being grateful.
I'm so proud of you.
Sorry,
Take the unit.
French
Yep.
guy.
And he's going to start making our city a better place to live.
Oh, that's great. He can teach us how to make French cheeses. All right. So, what have we got going on here? We have...
I think it is probably time to start putting an army together to fight Elizabeth.
So we could do the stable, because that's where
Well,
our
I
military advisor.
I don't see any horses on our territory. Looking now, real quick.
Mm.
And if we did, we'd have to take a couple of turns to pasture them up. So
Other things we can build. So we've got swordsman in 6 turns.
I think we
Composite
need some
bowman.
composite bowmen. Let's build 2 composite bowmen and 2 more swordsmen. And I think we're going to have to try our luck against Elizabeth.
We're going to go to war with her. Luckily.
But we're already at war with her.
Well, yeah, but we're in like a quiet, passive-aggressive, I unliked your Facebook page kind of war with her right now.
Kate, what's that? Is that swordsman off wandering? To the left?
Yeah, why is he wandering? Come back here.
Yeah, okay, so click
You're
him.
not supposed to be...
Right,
okay,
just right click back into our territory somewhere so he starts. Well, okay, yeah. Can that swordsman reach the barbarian brutes that are rampaging around there? This turn they should. They're on the road network.
Potentially? We can find
Right
out.
click. Why are they going there?
I'm not sure. Maybe they forgot something in town.
Oh, I see. They there's the Portuguese worker on the tile.
Mm. So then they head back home.
So
Okay.
somebody had asked in chat if we could get Portugal to go after Elizabeth. Not yet. Piracy hasn't been discovered yet. So we need a couple more. Well, we need several technological advancements. And
Yeah.
everybody asking about nukes and Gatling guns. This is a scenario. We are time limited, so we're going to end long before we get there. So yes, this is tech limited. All right, that worker has done his work.
He has.
Okay, do you see where that Portuguese caravan unit is?
Yep.
There is there's wheat there. Let's go ahead and move him up there. We're going to build a farm on that spot. Okay.
Oh, hang on. It's good to do that. So we'll back out.
So until we had access to the composite bowman, the best unit we had was a regular archer, which really doesn't do you a lot of good in this sort of situation.
Oh, the Dutch. Dutch conquistadors hanging out. Always good.
No, not necessarily.
Well, not good for me, but good for the Dutch and for the Europeans in general. Oh my gosh, Pete, I've got enemies. I've got so much going on. Everyone in chat that says I'm a fish out of water, I totally am. Like, I'm totally, until like turn 70, just building temples and building wonders. And everyone's happy. I'll have a golden age.
Yeah, there's a good suggestion about letting the barbarian capture a worker and then killing them both. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that or not. I think the worker embarked. Wish I'd seen that earlier. So unit has gained enough experience for promotion. Good.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and promote him to open combat. Oh, well, rough.
Because I mean, we've got a lot of,
we're going to be fighting in a lot of rough territory before that. And move him to the tile with the farm on it, just 1 west of where you are. Or east, sorry.
All right, so he's hanging out. Where? Okay. Oh, there are enemies. There are enemies nearby, Pete.
Okay.
I can potentially have a ranged attack. So let's do that. There's slightly less of them now, which is fun. So we can choose another production.
Okay. Sorry, let's build another composite bowman, and that'll give us a ranged unit to assist our front forces here. Wait, go back up to the city. Go back up to Tamawak for a second. Okay, grab the swordsman that's in the city and move him southeast next to his buddy there.
So I want to move him next to the one on the farm?
Yep, to the quarry there. Right click, there you go.
Go. So why are we moving them back towards Elizabeth again?
We're gonna have to start doing that, yeah, but we need to start putting some forces together.
All right. So here we are in Timok. I could get another composite bowman going. I'm not sure how big of an army we should be building.
I think,
It's a huge one.
yeah, I don't know. Let's back out of the city for a second and go ahead and move that fishing boat onto the fishing grounds and have him build workboats. No, to the that one little tile
Go
out at
over
sea.
there,
Yep,
go over there.
right
Yeah, fish
there.
there.
Okay, there you go. All right. He's just
Yeah, he's
set
just
him to
hanging
defend for a second.
out. He's fine. All right. So, we've got our workboats out. They're fishing. We can get a composite bowman. I'm going to stop looking at wonders because it's what I keep doing, and apparently it's just the wrong thing to do with this particular save file.
Well, we want to focus building the wonders where it's most efficient to build the wonders, and I think that's in our capital,
Capital city.
Kahani, rather than at another one. And that's because our trade routes are mostly set up to pipe production into that city itself. So
I think we should go for another bowman.
I don't know. Getting a lot of. What's interesting is to read chat and see people's attitudes versus trying to take Jamestown versus not. I think
I don't think I can take them yet. Am I just totally
Well,
off base?
the issue is if Elizabeth is ahead considerably by gold, even if we kill military units inside that city, she's going to be able to buy more, which is what happened early on when we tried to take it with. When I tried to take it earlier on in the game, she was able to buy a trebuchet directly within the city itself, and that turned out to make enough of a difference. She keeps buying it within the city itself. It is kind of proving to be a drag on her resources, but it's also costing us time and money as well too. So I don't know that we're going to be able to take Jamestown with overwhelming force, especially because European civilizations have so much better military units than we do. I was kind of hoping that we could sort of stay on a more defensive strategy, start focusing on wonders and building a bigger civilization.
That's what I'm
one with
talking
a
about.
higher population. But you know, it's kind of an interesting case at this point. I am sure that if you guys played this scenario out, you would do better than I did. You would have all sorts of awesome things that you could try.
Is that what I
Kate,
have to do?
I think other people should be allowed to play. Why'd you move that guy off the tile?
I didn't mean to move the guy off the
That's-
tile. It
that's
was me
fine.
messing with the keyboard, doing things in the chat.
Okay.
Way to call me on it.
Yeah. Sorry. I think if you guys should get a chance to play it out at some point. Let's go back to the barbarian situation near our other city real quick.
And we're actually almost running out of time here. I want to start over. I mean,
Okay.
part of me wants to start over from the beginning, and another part of me wants to start over from where we started and see what I can do differently and better. First of all, I will use more right click. I promise. I'm very sorry. I just
That's
learned
okay.
the first way. But you know, this is going to be available for people so that they can try it too, right?
Well, why don't you tell people about how they can get their hands on this save file?
So, if you would like to get your hands on this save file and do a far better job than what I'm doing, we're going to make that available. Mar is going to put the link in the chat, and we're also going to put it on the 2K forums and across Twitter. And so that way you guys can find it, play it, and let me know what you did. I think I'm going to go back and try, probably maybe set up a wonder in the capital city and just start harping on that and see what I can do. Maybe build
Okay.
some walls in other cities. But I don't know, because the barbarians are still going to come and be jerks. So I'm
Well,
really not
the-
sure. I think I'm just going to try a couple of things. You had people there try this out, and you said it was really challenging for them.
It was. Ed Beach, who's the lead designer on the expansion pack, said that it was a salvageable situation. He's a much, much better Civ player than I am, and probably most of the people in chat are going to be better Civ players than I am. My hope is that you guys will be able to find a way to kind of carry it off here. As we've been continuing, the score has been closing very steadily, which has been kind of neat to watch. So Elizabeth started out as, you know, almost 400 some points ahead. Now we're in 4th place, but we're kind of hanging up there. That gap between first and our current position is closing as well too. So should be kind of interesting. I hope you guys have a good time playing it. It was a lot of fun. It's kind of an interesting tactical situation to figure out. I'm sure you'll have a good time with it.
It is tricky. It is fun. I always like watching when different people, especially in either our forums or Civ Fanatics, they always have such fantastic strategies. And I was lamenting to them that I didn't know what I was getting. It was just going to be a disaster. And hearing that Ed called it salvageable makes me feel a smidge better.
It's you'll certainly be able to see some of my poor decision making in the early parts of the game. Certainly ignoring a barbarian who's threatening to come up and steal your worker away, and losing that worker was not a great decision. You know, maybe building a fourth city earlier on would have been better. It looks like the Dutch are trying to push up to the north of us. That's going to turn out to be problematic too. So yeah, should be interesting. Keep in mind that for Conquest of the New World Deluxe Scenario, if you purchased Brave New World, you will have received the scenario for free. It'll show up in your scenario list. When you guys get this save, go into My Games, Sid Meier's Civilization 5, modded saves, single, and save it there. I will actually type that into the chat path in a second so you know where to go with that. So yeah, definitely check it out. Just a moment then.
While Pete's typing that up, I was looking at this scenario before we started the stream with Mar and just trying to piece it together. And I think, you know, it's so funny the different ways that you can play, because you had me do a lot of things that I might not have done as a player, and I'm just always learning different things to do and different ways to use all of the units, and it's just crazy the amount, every single thing you do ends up mattering, which I know we know, but a lot of times I end up figuring out 3 turns late, oh, that was the wrong thing to do, or that is not what I wanted to put into production, or what have you.
Well, you definitely want to be careful, and you know, yes, all of your decisions matter in Civ. They all have knock-on effects. They all turn out to make a huge difference later on. That's definitely something you want to pay attention to.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Of course, we do have the giveaway. We're definitely giving away a barbarian because I don't want them anywhere near me anytime soon. And also this book, this very cool art book. It's Civilization, the Art of the Game, that came with Civ 5. And you can pick those up by heading over to our Facebook or our Twitter channels. You can find the information for them in a place that used to be there, but now I'll just tell you it is facebook.com/Civ or @CivGame. Again, thank you so much for joining me and saying right click loud enough where I think it's ingrained in my head now. So thank you. I'm going to keep trying this, Pete, and we'll see what happens, but I've got a lot of people sneaking up on me.
Actually, I was just noticing in the UI that looks like we got pillaged. Our trade routes got pillaged a couple of times. That's probably those barbarians running through there. So definitely don't ignore the barbarians. I guess that's the take-home message.
I'm sending them to other people. Didn't you hear? That's the giveaway. They're going away.
That sounds like a plan.
Exactly.
All
so
right,
thanks so
thank
much
you
for
very
joining
much.
us. Bye, everyone. All right, let's see what we can salvage here.
Yeah, good luck.
Or your trailer. I have to go to the trailer.
The dawn of a brave new world is upon us. A world where creativity is born from culture. Where culture is molded by ideology. Where ideology is shaped by great thinkers and leaders. The expansion of an empire lies in more than mere conquest. Great triumphs await those who travel far to seek them, but the rewards of such journeys yield more than just simple resources. A civilization that thinks beyond its borders leaves an indelible impression upon others and shapes the world for generations to come. Sid Meier's Civilization 5, Brave New World.